Hello again, dear students. So now we are going to discuss the grammar of both Unit 1 and 2, which is going to be about present perfect and present perfect continuous, okay? So if we look at this, what does it say? Present perfect. Use it to say what you've done from the past until now. Like you have done things in your life, you don't know when, you don't need to say when, you just say that you've done it. For example, have you read any books in your life? Yes, I have. Have you ever played football? Yes. Have you ever visited your grandparents? Yes. Have you read any stories? Yes. So things like this that you've done in your life, but you don't want to say when, or you don't know when exactly, and that doesn't matter, okay? For example, I have read many books. It means in my life, I have read many books. Like from the beginning until now, I have read many books, but I don't know when exactly. You don't say I read many books. If you say I read many books, you should say I read many books last night, yesterday, last year, things like this. But all the way from your life, I have read many books. Okay. How do you form present perfect? The positive one, well, clearly we always have subject. For example, I, John, we, you, they, things like this, he, she. They are followed by have or has. Okay. So how do I know if it's have or has? So with I, you use have. Okay. With you, we, they, yeah, like plural nouns, you, we, they use have. With I use have, but the singular ones, third person, he, she, it use has. And if you look at here, John is a third person, is he. Okay, that's why you use has. Okay, have or has. Then the verb should be PP, past participle, and the third form of the verbs. Look, we have write, wrote, written is the third form. We use written. Speak, spoke, spoken is the third form. So we use the third form with present perfect, okay? I have read many books. I subject have here, and read is the verb PP. Oh, John has read many books. Okay, that's present perfect. You don't say I has, okay? I takes have, not has. John has. This is wrong to say John have. John has, okay? The negative is easy. If there is have, only add not, and if there is has, only add not, okay? For example, I have read many books. I haven't read many books, simply. Oh, John has read many books. John hasn't read many books, okay? You put not after have or has, not in any other places. Don't put not after the verb PP like this. It's wrong. Don't say I have read not. This is wrong. Don't say John has read not. This is wrong. Okay, should be with and the not should be with have or has, haven't or hasn't. Okay. Then how to make it question? Look, we have subject, have, has. Just replace them. Okay, how like this? You have and has. Okay, bring them here, put them here, and take the subject to their place. Okay, just swap their place. Okay. For example, I have I. John has John. Just replace them like this, okay? I have read many books. Have you read many books? You have read many books. Have you read many books? You are just replacing them, okay? Look, John has, it becomes has John, okay? John has John, okay? I have I. You have you. We have we. They have they. Okay? She has she. He has he. It has it. Okay? John has John. Milia has Milia. Sarah has Sarah. Siddharth has Siddharth. Just replace them like this, okay? Good. All right. Mm-hmm. That's present. That was present perfect. But what about present perfect continuous? Which is present perfect You did something in the past, but you don't know when. But what about present perfect continuous? Okay. What is it? Let's read. Present perfect continuous. Use it to say that you started doing something in the past. Okay. Maybe 10 minutes ago, maybe 1 day ago, maybe 2 hours ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. I don't know. You started in the past and you are still doing it. For example, you are grade 5. It means you have been in school in King for 5 years. For example, I have been studying in King's School for 5 years. Have been studying. Have been studying. That's present perfect continuous. Why? Because I started 5 years ago and I'm still doing it. Okay. Or for example, I have been reading for 2 hours. 2 hours ago, I started reading and I'm still reading it. I did not stop. Okay. So I talk about the past and now together in present perfect continuous. I started to do something in the past and I'm still doing it. For example, I have been explaining this for 5 minutes. 5 minutes ago, I started explaining this grammar and I'm still explaining it. You see, that's it. Okay, you say I have been reading for 2 hours, not I have read for 2 hours. That's wrong. Okay, so how do we make present perfect continuous to say that we started to do something in the past and we are still doing it? Okay, the subject is always there. Again, have or has. I have, you have, they have, we have, she has, he has, it has, John has, Yahya has, whatever. Then after have and has, we always have been, 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 been. Okay, after have or has, we have been. Okay, we don't have verb pp this time, past participle. We have been. After been, we say continuous. Whenever you hear continuous, continuous means what? Means verb ing. Don't forget that, huh? Continuous means verb ing, okay? Okay, Siddharth? Okay, Mu'min? Good. Okay, Zara? Okay. When you see continuous, it means verb ing, okay? Subject, have or has, then been, then verb ing, okay? Continuous means verb ing, okay? For example, subject, I. Have been verb ing reading. I have been reading for 2 hours. John has been reading for 2 hours. Okay, like this. For present perfect, we said I have read, but here present perfect continuous. It's verb ing. We say I have been reading. We use been in the sentence all the time. Okay. How to make it negative? Again, it's the same. Add not after have or after has. Not in other places. Not after been. Don't put not here. No, it's wrong. Not here. It should be here and here. After have, after has. For example, I have been reading becomes I haven't been reading. John has been reading becomes John hasn't been reading. Okay? And it's not like this. I have been not. It's wrong. Don't say it like this. John has been not. It's wrong. John hasn't been. Okay. Now, how to make the question? Oh, no, no. No. Sorry, guys. We are facing a problem. Let's erase this. Okay. Look, what do we have? I have. Okay, subject, have or has. Again, for question, replace them. Bring this here and bring this here. Just change their place, okay? I have I or have you. You have you. We have we. They have they. She has she. He has he. It has it. Change their place, okay? Or sometimes you want to use how long. Okay, I have been reading for 2 hours. How do you ask? How long have you been reading? For how long? 2 hours. Okay, so how long have or has the subject, then what? Been and verb ing. Okay, how long have you been reading? You have been reading. How long have you been reading? Okay, just change the places. Okay, or how long has John been reading? This is it. But now there is another important point. What is it? Let's go to next slide. We use since and for with present perfect continuous. I have read for 2 hours, or I have read since 2 hours. You will get many questions for since and for in exams, so how to know them? Okay, we use both for and since with present perfect or present perfect continuous, but how? When do we use for? Use for duration or period or length of time without knowing the time that the action started. Okay. For example, I have been reading for 2 hours. For 2 hours. For how long? 2 hours. In saying for 2 hours, I only say the duration, period, or length. I don't know when it started. I don't say when I started reading, but I only say I have been reading for 2 hours. Okay, only the length. How long? 2 hours. Okay. So we use things like this with for 2 seconds, for 2 minutes, for 2 hours, for 2 days, for 2 weeks, for 2 months, for 2 years, for a long time, for ages. Okay. I don't know when I started, but I know how long it happened. Okay. We have been sitting for 2 hours. When did we start to sit? I don't know, but it has been 2 hours. Okay. We have been staying here for a long time. When did we start? I don't know, but it's been a long time. We have been working for 3 weeks. How long? 3 weeks. When did you start? I don't know, but it was 3 weeks ago. Okay, like this. What about since? When do we use since? Okay. Since is the time when the action started. You know when the action started. Yani you talk about the beginning of the action. Exactly when it started. For example, we have been sitting since 8:30 a.m. For how long? How many hours? I don't know. But when did you start? At 8:30 a.m. Yani this time with since, I know when I started, but I don't know how long. Okay. For example, since 8:23 a.m., since yesterday, I started yesterday, since Monday, I started Monday, since this morning, I started this morning, since last night, I started last night, or since last week, I started last week, or since October, I started on October, or since last month, I started last month, or last year, or since 2021, I started then, or since I was born. Okay. For example, we have been sitting since 8:30 a.m. I know when I started, but I don't know for how long. Or we have been staying here since last week. Okay, last week you start to sit here. Okay. Or we have been working since October. How many months has it been? I don't know. How long? I don't know, but I know when it started. It started on October. Okay, this was grammar of unit 1 and 2, guys. I hope you understood. If you have any questions, text me, please.